I'm here with Merry Hettmansperger for Shipwreck Beads, and Mary's also the author of a wonderful book, Fabulous Woven Jewelry. You also have a new book coming out soon, too,
Yes,
which is
I
great.
do.
Yeah.
I do. It'll be on cold connections in jewelry with metals.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
And you know what's great is today we're talking about organic, and you brought with you some really cool organic materials, but you're mixing them with a few more traditional materials, which is terrific.
Right. Well, I decided I would try something that had a little bit of organic and metal and sort of combined together to do a choker. Basically, I took wire and found the charms that I liked and did simple wrap loop. And
Look at that. Now, what gauge wire are you using?
I'm using 18, but you can use a little bit thinner. This is kind of almost industrial strength for this. And once I get the wrap loops made, then I want to cut, make it nice and smooth.
Cut the trim off.
Cut the trim off. And as you can see, I've done the different charms in different ways. These are the charms that have a hole at the top. I can also make some charms and give it a little bit more fluidity with adding a second wrap loop. And I've even taken and basically taken just the beads and used and basically used the beads and made my own charms with head pins too.
I love the materials. I love you have a little mixture of shells and what kind of, that bead that you're working on right now, what is that material?
It's like a coconut shell,
Wow.
coconut nut, and they make very nice beads, and obviously in all great forms of organic quality here. I also have a head pin here that I've added a bead to, and because it's such a long bead, I felt like it was kind of stiff, so I've added a jump ring on the top just to give it a little bit more movement. Because what happens if you if you tried to add this directly to your necklace, it would be pretty stiff.
Yeah.
So I want as much variation and movement as I can get. So when I come to assemble, what I do is I take the choker, and after I've made my sort of line of beads, I try to arrange them in a kind of a nice way that I like.
So you just go ahead and do all of the dangles first.
Right, I do all the dangles, and then I start to just thread them on my choker. But what I like is a little bit of glitz and wiggle in between, so I will have a tendency to throw on some extra paddles or maybe some beads with larger round holes.
Oh, that's fun.
And it makes it a lot more nice, plus it spaces the bangles. What happens is if you get them too close, they just sort of clump up.
Yeah.
So I also just thread on charms that don't have any head pins on them whatsoever, which gives you a lot of variation in length. So I tend to like this. And also here's a nice one here with the shell.
That's pretty.
Yeah.
So I like that you have different sizes, different textures,
Right.
different, they all each have a different kind of movement to them
Right,
too.
they do, and that's what makes it really nice.
Exactly.
So, and the variations, then once you get this sort of theory down, you can really take it however you want. And as you can see over here, if you make a simple wrapped hanger, you can accomplish sort of the same thing without the choker look.
So you just get everything made, just string it on together, just close up your the top of the choker.
Right.
And does it come just like that? You just
Yes.
have to close it up? Wow.
Yeah. So it makes for a nice, quick, simple, fun necklace.
Perfect. I love it.
Yeah.
Well, let's take a look at the finished project. And as you can see, you can make it as full or as,
Right, and
sparse
what's
as you
nice
want to.
is you can make it cascading. You can start with smaller beads on the edges and work down, or you can just have it sort of, whatever it turns out.
Exactly. Oh, that was fun. Thank you so much, Mary.
Thank you.
Well, up next, we visit a consumer show for a visit with Allison and Tracy Stillwell, the Art Girls.